Donald Trump's pick to lead the nation's top health agency heads to Capitol Hill tomorrow. Vaccine skeptic Robert Kennedy Jr. will meet with senators in his quest to head the Department of Health and Human Services. It's a big job that oversees the FDA, the CDC, and the National Institutes of Health. More than 80,000 federal employees work for the agency. Kennedy's visit comes as Senator Mitch McConnell, a polio survivor, told NBC News that it's dangerous to undermine confidence in proven vaccines. McConnell's defense of science follows a report from the New York Times that revealed a longtime advisor to Kennedy once petitioned the U.S. government to revoke approval of the polio vaccine. Joining us now, MSNBC contributor and congressional investigations reporter for The Washington Post, Jacqueline Alemany. It's so good to see you at the table in person. Welcome.
Thanks for having me,
Jackie.
I'm just saying. Okay, it's going.
Put it on the
it's
table,
about to be broken down right now.
Jackie, what the heck is going on? Health and Human Services. Let's just be very clear. Donald Trump said he would do this. He is making good on his promises.
Yeah.
I think the biggest difference between what I'm seeing thus far between Donald Trump in 2016 and Donald Trump now, when I worked on the campaign in 2020, we did a lot about, promises made, promises kept, 0, 0, 0.
Right.
He made a lot of promises on the campaign trail, and in terms of his personnel, he's keeping them thus far. He said he would put RFK Jr. in charge of this. Is he likely, though, to get confirmed?
Well, and he's now appearing to keep the promises that RFK was making on the campaign trail, and what sort of the agreement, the informal agreement they had as a result of RFK backing him and endorsing him and getting the MAHA, the Make America Healthy Again movement behind Trump, which his advisors...
So we're not doing that, are we?
MAHA!
We're not doing that. I'm sorry.
His advisors really credit to helping propel him towards a win, bringing in soccer moms and white college-educated women who have taken up the mantle of the MAHA movement on behalf of their children. But this week, especially problematic news emerged with the presence of Aaron Siri, who has been advising RFK on some of the picks that he's making in the vetting for Human Health Secretary Services. Specifically, is this person, Aaron Siri, who is filing petitions on behalf of RFK's organization to try to pause and revoke things like the polio vaccine, along with 13 other vaccines that were sort of lower down in the coverage, but hepatitis B, tetanus, all these vaccines that we are well acquainted with and that are part of established, health in America today.
You get a tetanus shot before you start school.
Right.
Okay.
So this is the part that I don't understand. The MAHA people
Jackie, I'm mad you done told them about MAHA.
seem to not get. Mitch McConnell, who is a survivor of polio, still has the effects from polio at this point in his life. This is a real disease. It is a debilitating disease. In fact, he noted on vaccines, the polio vaccine has saved millions of lives and held out the promise of eradicating a terrible disease. Efforts to undermine public confidence in proven cures are not just uninformed, they're dangerous. If he, RFK Jr., is successful at taking the vaccine off the market for millions and millions of people, are they prepared for the impact this has on the healthcare system when all of a sudden young kids start coming down with polio and the iron lung and the braces and all the things that we have not seen as part of our life and culture for 70 years suddenly are now back in play? I mean, are people making any connection at all? Because I know the country as a whole is not anti-vax. They're just not. But this MAHA BS that, this is how we're going to make America healthy again by taking vaccines off the market. I mean, what are you finding when you talk to these senators and even members of the House about this? They cannot believe that this is the best health approach for the citizens they represent.
medical experts have been sounding the alarm on this, and that is getting louder and louder. And as we were just talking about, shockingly, RFK is someone on the Hill who's going to likely encounter the most issues for these controversial views. But there are a few steps that we have to go through before we get there. I mean, he only is able to lose for the support of 4 Republican senators. Mitch McConnell likely to be one of them, especially when he's, in that hearing and asked for his views, and will be put on the spot to definitively say whether or not he's going to revoke this, because as part of his job, he oversees the Food and Drug Administration, which has the power to potentially revoke or pause some of these vaccines. Trump, though, in his interview with Time magazine this week, said that the polio vaccine was the one vaccine that was, a great asset and a great achievement in American history. But he did add in that interview that there were other vaccines that he wanted to review. And
How stupid are these people at this point to believe? I'm sorry, this is crazy.
It's really it's crazy. And this is why I think the hearings, the confirmation hearings, matter a lot, because it seems far-fetched what we're saying. There's going to be some people, Fox is going to play the clip and they're going to be like, oh, Michael Steele is raging against the machine. But the reality is, it's like all of the things we're talking about are true. RFK Jr. has said he would do, he wants to do. He is about these vaccines. RFK Jr. has said these very controversial things. He said some very concerning things about women, about other drugs that the FDA has purview over. So this is not hyperbole. This is actually, we're given a very, I think, straightforward, sanitized version of the crazy.
It's hard to disagree with you, but, it is going to take a profile and courage from someone other than Lisa Murkowski, Susan Collins, and Mitch McConnell to step forward.
Yep.
And RFK is turning out to be one of the most influential advisors down at Mar-a-Lago. We've been told that he has a hand not just in HHS picks, but in the Trump transition writ large, and has been placing a lot of people in different agencies. And so, we'll see how he handles these hearings. But this is someone who has dedicated his career to what he calls the medical freedom movement. And someone like Aaron Siri, who he's worked with for a long time on behalf of his organization to petition and pause and withdraw a lot of these vaccines.
I know we got to go, but is Tulsi Gabbard big trouble, not big trouble on the Hill with senators? I heard her meetings aren't going well.
We have some different reporting that hasn't matched some of that. There are some low-level concerns, ideological, political concerns, discrepancies in the way that they view foreign policy. People like Tom Cotton, who have dramatically different views on how to handle controversies and conflicts in the Middle East. That being said, there's no indication that they're not going to support her. And actually, we've been told that behind closed doors, people like Tom Cotton actually have been willing to offer their support, help her guide her through the process, that they're going to work through some of these issues. Of course, there's still the FBI background checks.
Work through issues with some of the nominee who has affinity for Assad and Putin. How do you work through that, Republicans?
Michael Steele, you're asking logical questions. The bigger question is, how do you work with someone that doesn't have
These people
experience?
Are so full of it. They're going to sit down, they're going to pontificate, and they're going to bend over and kiss the behind on this process. And that's how this is going to play. All this drama right now, all this sitting down, I have concerns, is just crap, because they don't have the will to do the right thing on Patel, on Tulsi, on RFK Jr., and on anyone else who is ill-equipped and unfit to serve in these important positions. And the American people are going to be sitting back here in 18 months going, well, what the hell happened? Well,
I'm checking to see.
And you got a report on it.
Michael Steele's cup, y'all. Jackie, we're going to let you go.
We're going to let you go, Jackie.
I gotta go.
Jackie's like, I didn't know Michael Steele had. I just tell y'all to report. Jackie Allen, thank you very much.